to you guys for whatever time we have. I'm trying to figure out how to, neither here nor there. We'll make it work. Okay, so anyway, excited. So blessings and greetings to you all. So yesterday, I have been on this kick for the last few days. Not unlike, I'm always on some type of kick, or something pulls my attention, and as it pulls my attention, it's as if I need to talk about it. And so yesterday I went into church with this whole thing. I have talked over the years about the power of our words. And it's amazing to me because I don't think that enough people recognize it. I was talking to one of my tenants earlier who has 3 grown sons, and all of them have these infantile nicknames that they're called in spite of the fact that they're grown men. So when I talk about there being a power in words, there's also a power in naming a thing. And it's wonderful when we can get to the point where we not only recognize that, but have a healthy respect for it and begin to use our words differently. One of the things that I shared with her just today was that boys have a tendency at a certain point in their life, they'll turn and look at a parent or a sibling and say, hey, don't call me that anymore. My name is such and such. They start to use their big boy name. It's as if part of our usher into manhood means that now we need to do as men do or do as grown-ups do and let go of our childish ways. As a matter of fact, it says something to that extent in the Bible. We let go of our childish ways. And so when we think about this, about how we use our words and how we talk to one another, we're no longer at the stage where, where we're doing the coochie coo little thing and cooing and moaning and all that other stuff. But rather we have stepped into our fullness, our adultness, and recognize that everything that we do carries with it meaning and has an impact. So one of the things that I like to say to people all the time is every word that comes out of your mouth is a prayer. And a lot of times people don't recognize that with their words they are asking for and calling forth something out of the universe. And when we fail to recognize that we're calling forth something out of the universe, then we'll get all, lackadaisical on it, and we'll talk about the things that we don't have, or we'll talk about what happened to us in the past. Some people, oh my God, they set up tent in their old hurts or their old pains. I mean, it's as if some of us have this tendency to walk around with our badge of honor, which is like our wounds that we show one another. And those like wounds that we show one another seems to define people. And if you never give up that identity as your wounded self, you will never get to the point where you step into your fullness. So what we want to be about is about recognizing that our maturation process, our maturity, means that we stand up and we take responsibility for what we say, what we do, how we talk to others, and how we are in the world. All of that matters, and all of it is important. So as I started talking about this, there's this wonderful song. I could have played it for you guys, but I didn't have the presence of mind to, and I've played it so many times on here before because it's one of my favorites, and it's by Vicky Yohe. And Vicky Yohe does this song called Your Breakthrough, and she'll say, your breakthrough is here today. And she says the power of word is in your tongue. The power of life. I mean, your life follows your word. And when we recognize that, we stop with some of this insanity that we do, and we step into authority over our life, recognizing that the words that we say have impact and have power. Are you talking about how broke you are? Are you talking about what you've suffered? Are you talking about what your parents done or what happened to you in school? Are you talking about what you don't have? Are you spending more time complaining than you are recognizing that all is well in your world? I mean, if you are not in the idea or operating from the idea that every word you speak is of prayer, if you're not operating in that, then you're wasting a lot of time. I am fond of telling people just how blessed I am, because I am blessed. And even when by all the world standards I wasn't blessed, and some people by the world standards might say that I'm still not, but as I recognize I'm blessed, it's as if I'm calling forth more blessings towards me. As I speak my word, it's as if things just kind of chase me down because they know that I'm recognizing this. I drive down the street, you guys, no lie, and I look around and I see people, and it seems as though I see people who are, who feel like they're down on their luck, or who seem like, they're carrying around so much weight and sickness and dis-ease in their systems. And the first thing I think is, oh, thank you, God. And the second thing I think is, and bless my brother that is right there. Because that brother and that sister, that is me. And so even as my thoughts, and here's the interesting thing, because it doesn't tell us that our thoughts are powerfully creative. Yeah, we want to watch what we think about, but remember that when God created the heavens and earth, according to the Bible, it said that he spoke it into being. He said, let there be. And there was this chorus of voices, of which yours was a part. There was this chorus of voices that called forth this experience that we're having all the time. That's what we're doing here in the Course in Miracles too. We are training our minds and speaking different words. And so when we start to recognize the power of our words, we'll start to call forth something different. So, I'm not trying to say to you that our thoughts don't count. They do. But it's far more important what you say and what you allow to come out of your mouth. It's amazing to me because, I'm going around and I'm saying to people, that, everything in my life is good and very good. I used to walk around the track, every day I was walking around the track, and I would do a mantra, and as I stepped, with each step, I wanted to say something affirmative about my life. And I would say, let me see how I can do it. I need to walk and do it. I love me. Okay, here it is. I love me unconditionally, and everything I do is good and very good, and I am prosperous now. I am prosperous now. I love me unconditionally, and everything I do is good and very good, and I am prosperous now. And I used to say that. I mean, it was like I'm walking around the track for 45 minutes, and I'm saying those words out loud. Now, here's the thing, because I'll tell you guys why that was a particular mantra or whatever that I made up. It becomes this thing of, how do we love ourselves enough to want the very best for ourselves? How do we, and then once we'll have people, and they'll say to us, you need to learn how to love yourself and all that stuff. But, we start doing the mirror exercises like we're told. We look in the mirror and you look yourself in the eye and you say, Sandra, I love you, right? But the first thing that pops up is like, oh God, everything that came up that was unlovable or that I thought was lovable about me. So whether it was my weight, whether it was that, when the guy at the store gave me some change and it was too much change, I didn't give it back to him. I had judgments about myself about that. Whether or not I spoke the highest and the best, I always had judgments about things that I was doing. And so I used to have to say that everything I do is good and very good until it actually was. And so it becomes this mind training that we go through. And so as I said that mantra to myself, things in my life began to change. And then all of a sudden one day, I didn't even have to think about it. I was in love with me. I was recognizing that everything I did was good and very good. And yes, I prospered. I mean, my life changed around. Your energy, the words that you speak have energy and they have power and they call forth your experience. And so if you're sitting up whining, then you'll get more stuff to whine about. I mean, how often do we have to say that? How often do we have to hear this? And some people will say, I'm not whining. I'm just, speaking the truth, or I'm just, my reality. Isn't that what I was just hearing a little earlier, talking about my reality is such and such. Yeah, the funny thing is that we have this tendency to judge our reality based on the situation and the circumstances that we're in. We don't recognize that the reality that we may be experiencing is a setup for something greater to happen in our lives. And when we catch that idea that it's a setup, no matter how it may look in the current situation, it's a setup for a step up. Then if we recognize it from that, we'll stop judging it. Some people will say, my reality is this. Okay, so here, let me say this to you guys, because, I'll tell you like this. I, for 12 years here in the city of Cleveland, was on the radio. I was on, a FM station. I had my own show. After that, I lost my show. I went through a serious depression. I turned around and I got a TV show, right? And so I did that for a number of years, and then I came off of there, and then I was presented with an opportunity to come here on Awakening Together, or first it was Gather, and now Awakening Together. And so it's been all of these little stepping stones. Now, if I was judging the situation like I could say, oh, my reality is that I'm here and I'm doing this and thinking that it's not a big deal. But you know what? It could be that it is, and I know all of this stuff works together, right? It all works together for those who love the Lord. All of it works together. And so it becomes a set up. It means that you get these, you get these little opportunities to get you in the place where you know timing, where you know the impact, where you know how to be concise with your thinking and your words, and how to bring life into your voice, and how to make people want to listen to you or be interested. All of this stuff is a proving ground for you to wet your feet and to prepare you for the next stages and the next steps in life. So we can't look at what we think our reality is and judge by those things, but rather we have to speak faith over the moment, knowing that this is happening for our highest and our best good. It's always happening. So when you think about it, from those standpoints, what are you saying? Good breaks are coming my way. When people listen to me, they are excited. It's as if they are pumped and enthusiastic. You keep telling yourself over and over again that what you do with your words has a healing balm that nobody can resist. They want more and more. And so it becomes the self-fulfilling prophecy. You begin to walk into what it is that you need in the moment. So we have to shift ourselves into thinking something different. Ooh, I need